What's good, everybody? Back out here once again. It's just your neighborhood angler, MoneyBass, out here about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. All right, guys? So as I am out here, just kind of sliding around the lake looking for a fish or two. Once I catch a fish, all you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel, guess the exact weight of the fish, and bam, there you go with some weekend cash. All right? So we're gonna get out here for a good time, not a long time. Once again, maybe about maybe we'll put about 2 hours on the clock, see how many fish we can get to the boat, and see if anybody can walk away with any of this cash. All right? So you may have noticed that there is $100 in that payout right now. What we do is we pay that out in increments. All right? So for each fish that is caught, if you guess the exact weight of that fish, you will walk away with a nice $20 bill for a total payout of $100. All right? Now, membership does have its privileges. Of course, it does not cost a thing to participate in Bass for Cash. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. That is it. Now, if you are a member of the channel, those are the people that you will hear me referring to as the Money Team. The members of the channel, of course, membership has its privileges. They get 2 guesses per fish, so they have twice the chance to win. They also get twice the payout, guys. All right? So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get things rolling. We're going to go out here and check this lake out and see how the winds are a little bit. See if we can kind of ease across here and just explore a little bit. But if not, you guys know the routine. We'll be hiding off in a cove or something like that, seeing if we can stay away from this wind and still be able to catch a fish or two. All right? All right, so let's go ahead and get rolling. Make sure you guys get active in the chat and make sure you hit that like button on your way in. All right, let's go ahead and roll out. All right, so here we go, everybody. Made it out here. We're just not gonna run as much as I was planning on today, because I know you may not be able to notice by the looks of the camera, or maybe you can, but the waves, I really feel like we're fighting against the waves today. So what we're gonna do is just hide back in one of these coves again and see how we can get some things worked out. And some of you may have noticed that something looks a little different up here on the front. That is my target lock. I went ahead and reinstalled that on the boat. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this. line back up, guys, and get these things set back up. So I put the target lock on. Once I put this target lock on, I found out that the motor in there is bad. So they're actually overnighting me a motor so that I can replace that. So let's go ahead and get these settings set back up on this Mega Live. I also am replacing the screen. This is a 10-inch screen. I had a 12-inch screen on here before, so that one is being replaced also. So we'll get out here and still make it work. We'll make it work. So let's just get this one set back up. I made a few changes because of the tournament that I was in last weekend, and I haven't gone back and set everything back up the way that it was before. So we'll drop this at about 60 feet. We're gonna look out deep a little bit, and then we'll ease in a little shallow. So let's get this set up. Let's go on our sensitivity. So we're gonna go ahead and blow this all the way out. For anybody who knows what that means, I'm just gonna adjust these settings until I start getting some distortion on the screen, and then from there we'll just start out and just see how that looks once we start finding fish and stuff like that. All right, let's see. Got that set up. Contrast is good. Let me see. Should we leave that on balance low? We'll try this on low right now. All right, there we go. So now we're on the hunt. Now we're on the hunt to find some of these fish, guys. So who do we have tuning into the chat today? And who do we have that has already, came in and hit that like button for me? If you have already hit the like button, I see Greg Davis. He says, hey, I was number 2 on that like button. He was like, I'm quick with it. All right, we have Jody tuning in. What's going on, April? April back in the chat. Shout out to the Money Team. We have Backlash Fisherman checking in. He said 0.3 pounds will be the first fish. So I'm catching a tadpole. All right, Francisco. What's going on, Francisco? Glad to see you. All right, and of course, what's going on, Greg? We have Chauncey checking in. He says, I'm like number 4. Chauncey said, I'm not going to leave you hanging. He said, it's a happy Friday. Chauncey's ready to get out here and do some partying this weekend, right? Or some fishing. What's going on, April? I'm doing all right today. Got out here kind of late. I did a little bit of maintenance on the boat today. I was planning on getting out here a lot earlier today, but you guys know how that goes. You know how that goes. What's going on? We have Alexandria in the chat, everybody. She says, I'm like number 7. She says she is like number 7. The numbers are climbing a little bit. We have a few people, tuning in, and everybody that is just tuning in, we are just getting started. I haven't even made the first cast yet. But if you could be so kind as to go ahead and tap that like button for me. All you have to do is double tap your screen, all right? Just double tap your screen, and that is how you will add a like to this live stream, guys. The likes are really important. They really do help out the channel. Let's go ahead and get some things set up. So I really had a good time at the last tournament that I fished. That was last weekend. I ended up placing 3rd in that one. Ended up catching all of my fish on a shaky head after I showed you guys all the different lures and stuff that I was planning on using and all that kind of stuff. And in the end, it came down to one bait that ended up catching all of those fish. And on that lake, I was going after largemouth, so it was a little bit different than the baits that you guys see me throwing out here on this lake. But it was still a good time. Walked away with a 3rd place finish and I guess a little checky check. Got a little bit of something to put in the bank account from it. Who is that? Is that Ace? What's going on, Ace? He says, what's up? What's the setup for today? So the setup for today, man, you see what it is. You see what it is. We're going to be throwing the shaky head today. We're going to take it kind of easy. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the wind is kind of blowing a little bit, so it's kind of bouncing around out here. So I'm not going to run around as much as what I had planned. I'm just going to stick in some coves and just kind of hide away from the main lake to stay out of the wind, and hopefully we'll be able to run up on a fish or two. So right now I'm going to start off with a shaky head. Actually, I should have that spoon. Yeah, I should have my spoon ready too. fished this last weekend, I changed out that spoon and put a spinnerbait on there. I really thought that spinnerbait was going to be a... All right, there we go. First cast, guys. And it was not a good one because the wind is blowing out here. But that spinnerbait I thought was going to be a bigger player for me than what it actually ended up being. But we still were able to get the job done. All right, I'm back. Had to take a quick phone call. First cast, I got a phone call right away. How about that? All right, let's see what else we have going on in the chat. All right, so big shout out to Ace Carney. We have Whipstick in the chat. He said, what's good, Money? Ashton says it takes 20 likes for the first cast, just about right. But we only have 11 likes. What's up with that? What's up with that, guys? Play it a little different. So right now, I generally have that live imaging attached to my trolling motor. That's where I've had it at. Right now, it's attached to this little, where you see that yellow arrow at. But the problem with it is that the motor is bad. So I can only face it forward. I'm not able to scan or anything like that. So it'll just, you know, slow me down just a little bit, but we'll still get to it. And the other thing, I may have to go ahead and move out of this wind because it has me bouncing around a little bit. Today is going to be a nice and easy, take it easy Friday. So I'll probably move to an area where I can just kind of post up, fish some rocks or something like that. Someplace where I know fish kind of move around in. All right, Ashton said, it takes 20 likes to get to the first cast, and we're sitting on about 12 likes. Now, we've been gone. Let's see, how many days have I been gone, guys? Once that cold front came through here, you know, the weather was kind of bad for a while. Things were freezing up. The roads were bad out here. And I know for a lot of people that are watching, what we are calling bad out here is nothing to them, but we do not have the equipment necessary to remove ice and stuff like that from the roads. So out here, they pretty much just go ahead and shut everything down. All it takes is a little bit of cold weather and a little bit of rain or something to follow that up to where it starts freezing on the roads, and then it's a done deal. Everything starts shutting down from there. So who has any fishing plans for this weekend? The weather's starting to warm back up a little bit, so maybe. Does anybody have any fishing plans for this weekend? Let's see. Actually, what I need to do, let's change the transducer on this one over here. Let's go into setup. 2D sonar. So the 12 is no longer here. So now it's going to be connected to the 9 is not on the network. Doing a little bit of electronic setup real quick, guys. I had to change some things around because I had to swap out some equipment on the boat. All right, so 10 G2 in. All right, there we go. All right, and let's see if we can make some things happen. What's going on, Kevin? Says, yep, Lake Murray. Okay, so you have a tournament going on Lake Murray? What kind of tournament is that? Is that like a club tournament or an open tournament where someone's out there trying to win about $100,000? What kind of tournament do you have going on out there? All right, Kevin says a club tournament. All right, which club are you in? What's the name of your club? I know Lake Murray has some pretty big fishing on that lake. What is the biggest fish that you have caught on Lake Murray? Outcast. Okay, I've heard of you guys. Outcast Bass Club. Good deal, good deal. All right, I see a few fish out here. Let's see if you guys can kind of tell what that is. Let me just change the depth on here again. So I have my 10-inch unit up here instead of my 12, so things look a little bit different, but not too much. Let's drop this down to about 40 feet. All right, there we go. Greg Davis says, comment, like, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Go ahead and make sure you guys hit that like button on the way in. It really does help the channel out. And like I always say, 60 to 70 likes make the fish bite. All right, so let's go ahead and get some fish to the boat. Let's get those likes up. All right, Kevin says a 6-pounder on Lake Murray. All right, good deal. And was that out here on Lake Lanier? I think they've caught some 6-pound spotted bass before. But I'm guessing on Lake Murray, that was probably a largemouth, right? All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move out of this wind because it is not cooperating. I don't have everything set up ideal the way that I would like it ideally. So let's go ahead and move and see if we can find something out of this wind. So there are fish here, but I don't feel like battling with this wind today. So let's keep it moving. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. For anybody that is new to the channel, we are doing this thing we call Bass for Cash, all right? That's where I come out to the lake on a weekly basis. Once I get a fish to the boat, all you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel, guess the exact weight of the fish, and bam, right there in your pocket. You'll get a little bit of cash for this weekend coming up, all right? I got Chicken Hawk calling me. How about that? All right, guys, let's go ahead and roll out. Let's get this started. We're going to move and see if we can go to an area that's shielded out of the wind and see how that works out. So the waves are getting a little more rough out here. So I'm not gonna go far at all, guys. All right, so yeah, we're not gonna do a lot of running today, guys. I don't feel like getting beat up like I did the last time I was out here when it was real windy. So we're gonna come out here, find a few ditches offshore, and then if we're not getting anything out of that, then we will head in and find something out here a little shallow. What's going on, Derek? Derek says, where are you fishing? I am out here on Lake Lanier in Georgia, scouting around for some spotted bass right now, seeing if we can get something offshore. And if not, then we'll head back in a little bit. Eka says, have you been catching? We are just getting started. I probably have only cast like 3 times. We had to get out of that wind, try to hide away a little bit. What's going on, Mask Off Fishing? He says, word on the street is we have another Money vs. Chicken Hawk challenge coming up. That is the word on the street. I think Chicken Hawk went ahead and set that up. He finally wanted to put his money where his mouth is, but he's gonna put his money where my pocket is once we meet out on the lake. What's going on, Herbert? Shout out to the Money Team. He says, double tap the screen. That's right, guys. Make sure we get those likes up. We are out here doing this thing called Bass for Cash, where I catch the bass, you guess the exact weight of the fish, and you walk away with a nice little payout. Just that quick and simple. It does not cost a thing to participate. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel, and that is it, all right? And as always, you see Alexandria in there putting the rules of engagement in the chat. Derek King said, what is this? This is Bass for Cash, Derek. You should know because I think you've won twice. FFG said, looks like a 4-pounder. I got to get it to the boat first. But you never know. All we have to do to make it official on Bass for Cash is catch a 14-incher or better. That's it. I know whenever I asked you guys before, do you guys like going after, like it when I come out here and go after bigger fish, or as long as I'm catching fish to where you guys can guess and play the play money? Oh man, there we go. Got hung up. Don't you just hate it? And do Bass for Cash. And I was surprised you guys were like, hey, let's see you catch some bigger fish. So at one point, that's what we were doing. We were on a mission. We were catching those 3, 4, 5-pounders. You guys saw me catch that 5-pounder live, and that was a great catch. That fish came up and actually exploded on a topwater bait. Derek says, I fish Lake Chattooga. Okay. Lake Chattooga. I think I've never been there before, but I've heard about it. I think they got some good fish down there. FFG says any fish is cool. What's going on, Ace? Ace says, let me see. I need your info. My bass club, Lake Legends, has a tournament this year. We need to link. It's always a good thing to network with people in the chat. You never know who's going to be in your neck of the woods, fishing the same tournament trails, fishing the same lakes. You never know. You could meet your next fishing buddy in the chat, guys. What's going on? Voodoo is back. Voodoo, do you think everybody forgot about your disqualification? Or maybe me bringing it up will remind people about that, huh? Oh man, that was a good day. That was a good day. We had a good time that day. All right, so right now we're just out here off. I'm sitting in about 23 feet of water. I'm fishing a ditch. So I have a feeling that we're about to get one to the boat. But guys, the likes are looking ugly. We're only at 25 likes. Can somebody do me a favor and type the word like in the chat if you have already hit the like button? I need to see who is out here participating, who is getting active during these live streams. Whipstick says, mask off fishing, bro. I'm back. I was in a bad way, but he said, but they can't keep a good bro down. That is right. Whipstick was he was out there battling. He was out there battling. He thought he was fighting for his life. Grace says, I fish for food. Grace says, if I catch it, I'm going to eat it. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button. I see the likes coming in. Really appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. All right, so this bait is right down there in a ditch right now, and I can actually see some fish following it around. But will they pick it up? Will they pick it up is the question. There's quite a few of them down there in the ditch. Now let me show you guys something. So right now, you see this over here? I have my my contrast turned up high to where I was telling you guys I was blowing it out. So let's just for the sake of you guys watching, let's go ahead and clear that up a little bit. All right, so this is Mega Live 2. So I went ahead and cleared that up, but you guys saw I run mine kind of hot. This is a ditch. I'm making casts out here about 50 to 60 feet out, letting that bait come down here and pulling it right through that ditch. You can kind of see some cover right there, and there are fish that are swimming around in there. So those are the fish that we're going to target. We're going to see if we can get one or two of those fish to the boat. Now up here, you see we're sitting in about 23 feet of water, all right? So, and this down here, that ditch is down to about 30 to 35 feet once you come down here. But I'm casting, letting it come down here and just kind of dragging it right out through there. So it's like playing a video game out here, having some fun with it. So let's go ahead and make another cast out there. What's going on, Ellis? We have Ellis back in the chat once again. All right, there we go. That was a good cast. And we're just gonna let it fall all the way to the bottom. Now, some of you guys were asking me about the type of line that I use. So right now I have this high vis yellow. So if you look down here in the water, you can kind of see the line. And the reason why I use this high vis yellow, especially when I'm fishing offshore, is so that I can see if that line is moving or not. It lets me know that I'm maintaining contact with the bottom. So that's one of the main reasons I like using that high vis yellow. All right, guys, we're only sitting at 29 likes. You know what? Whenever I get a fish to the boat, I don't know. Since you guys won't hit that like button for me, I think we're going to have to wait until we weigh that fish. How about that? I told you 60 to 70 likes make the fish bite. Do you want the fish to bite? And it's still a little colder out here than what I was expecting it to be. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. We're going to stay here for a little bit. Then we'll ease on around and move to a different area. FFG says, what kind of bait are you using? I'm currently fishing a shaky head. So that is just a worm on a minnow style bait. That's getting hung up in some cover down there. I showed you guys what I was fishing. So now we have to go out here and get it. Ika says, come on, guys, double tap the screen. Now, once you double tap the screen, you should see some fireworks come on the screen once you double tap it. That is how you will know that you are official and that you have officially double tapped the screen and hit that like button, guys. That's what we mean by the like button. You'll see some fireworks come on the screen, and it really does help promote the channel. Now, for those of you that do not know, we have been growing very, very fast. We're over 15,000 strong, on our way to 20,000 subscribers, guys. Man, come on, don't break off on me. I didn't even feel it hit that cover that it got hung. Okay, there. Oh no! What? Look at that. And I broke off anyways, guys. Broke off anyways. All right, so I'll let the boat drift. I won't hit spot lock, I'll just kind of let it drift back to where we were at. And actually, what I can, from what I can see, that knot actually must have slipped because the line doesn't even appear to have broken. So we're gonna let the boat drift back, get back off of the cover that I was fishing. Then we'll pull back on it again. So let's go ahead and retie. We're gonna put an Alberto knot on here. So let's go into my handy dandy bag of tricks. Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Shout out to Voodoo. Hit the channel with a gifted membership. And that gifted membership went to Long Island Bigfoot. I wonder if Long Island Bigfoot is in the chat. Big shout out to Voodoo coming in and building up the money team. The money team are the members of the channel, guys. So anybody that is new, when you hear me referring to the money team, those are the members of the channel. If everybody could put Voodoo in the chat. Voodoo was like, yeah, I remember you guys laughing at me when I got DQ. But guess what? Voodoo was like, I'm going to get some people on my side. I'm going to get some members of the money team so you guys can't laugh at me anymore. Oh, come on, Whipstick. Why you got to bring it up? Why you got to bring it up, man? That was ugly. It was ugly. Yeah, I sure do, man. It just ain't the same. It just ain't the same. But we'll get it back right. Voodoo said that damn DQ. Alexandria was like, oh yeah, gotcha. All right, we're gonna ease back up here and keep fishing the same ditch, and we're just gonna lock back in place again. So we're just easing up on it. I'll just show you guys what I'm looking at. So there's the ditch. I want to get this right here at about the 60-foot range, so make sure I can cast all the way past it. I'm not using the normal rod that I use, and so it doesn't appear to be casting as far as I normally do. So we're gonna move up a little bit closer than what I normally get, guys. All right, there we go. That's the spot. All right, so now let's go ahead and get this knot tied on and get back to business. Today's current live stream sponsor is Voodoo. Voodoo is the sponsor of today's live stream with that one gifted membership. Big shout out to Voodoo, really appreciate it. Now, the only thing we need is a few likes. If you have hit the like button, type the word like in the chat for me one more time. I just want the people that are watching that have not hit the like button yet to see who are the active participants in this live stream. And also want to give a big shout out to everybody that is new to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please type the word new in the chat so everybody can see who you are, and you know, we can give you a warm welcome over here to this thing we call Bass for Cash. We get out here on the lake on a weekly basis and just have a little fun with it. 1, 3, 4, 5. So I'm out here tying an Alberto knot. So I go 5 one way, take it back 5 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. All right, that was actually 5. Now let's slide that back through there. And now we just wet it a little bit and then cinch it down. And we just want to make sure that knot is tight. So just a minute ago, I do not know. I guess I didn't cinch it down good enough because that knot actually slipped. So now when I pull on it, see, it is not slipping out at all. Yeah, so that was kind of disappointing. Tied a bad knot. It happens. It happens. What's going on, Benny? We have FFG says, oh, I'm new too. Shout out to Benny and FFG. Do we have anybody else that is new in the chat? All right, so FFG and Benny, all that you have to do to participate in Bass for Cash is be a subscriber to the channel. Now, Bass for Cash is where I get out here. You know, I have a little bit of fun fishing, and you guys have a little bit of fun seeing if you can guess the weight of the fish that are caught. If you guess the exact weight of the fish that are caught, then you will get hit with a nice little payout. Right now, the full payout, the full pot is $100, all right? as those fish are caught, it is paid out in $20 increments, all right? So for each fish that you guess the exact weight of, you will win a nice $20 payout. Now, membership does have its privileges. The people that you see that have a badge right next to their name, those are the people that you will repeatedly hear me refer to as the money team. Now, being a member of the channel, you'll have that badge next to your name, and you will also get 2 guesses per fish, all right? 2 guesses per fish, which gives you twice the chance to win. And you get twice the payout. All right. Shout out to Derek King. He knows about that twice the payout. I think he won, what was it, on a week ago. I think he won last Friday, right? I think we had 2 winners last Friday. Back in here to my bag of tricks. Let's see. I think this is what we need right here. Go into this bag of tricks, get a little something to sling back out there and talk to him again. I feel kind of confident that we're going to catch something out of this ditch, guys. What's going on, Fish Guru? Says, did you catch a fish today? No, sir. We're just getting started. Really haven't been out here for too long. I actually tried to ride across the lake to go to a place to start off at, but the wind was not cooperating, so I had to pack up, come back and start back over. And I think on my either first or second cast at this location got hung up and my knot slipped loose. My line didn't actually break. It just looks like I may have tied a bad knot. Now on my baits, I generally tie a polymer knot, a quick and easy polymer knot, so I can get right back in the game. Derek Keek says, anyone in here from Arkansas? Do we have any Arkansanians? How do you say that, Derek? If you're from Arkansas, what do they call you? Derek says, I won $50 on January 1st and $40 last Friday. Derek has been raking it up. Oh, so what did you end up doing for KK, Derek? What did you and KK do to celebrate those wins? Derek says, Arkansas. Arkansas. Let's get back up here. Get back out here and see what we can find. Let's make a nice 70-foot cast. If I can make, I don't even think I made it that far. Yeah, I made a 60-foot cast. I guess that's decent, being that the wind is blowing this hard. Oh, okay, there we go. KK said Arkansans. Arkansans. I'm probably still not saying it right? Yeah, so what's going on, KK? What did you and Derek do to celebrate? Herbert said, oh, yeah, you got to put some stank on it. Derek said, fried fish last Friday, but I'm taking her on a snow skiing trip. I think she's, okay, all right, look at Derek. He's doing his thing. All right, I know KK's happy. All right, good deal, good deal. Yeah, so I'm seeing some good movement out there. As long as I don't get broke off again. So does anybody else have any plans for this coming weekend? Somebody said they're going to be fishing a tournament on Lake Murray. And it is a little windy out here. Can you guys hear the wind? Type wind in the chat if you guys can hear this wind. Now, it was not blowing like this whenever I had planned on coming out here. But then once I got out here, the wind is like, oh yeah, hello, MoneyBass. We're going to come and hang out with you. The wind was like, hey, I want to hang out with the money team. Ika says, I hear that wind. Voodoo says, how did you do for your tournament? All right, so the tournament that he's referring to, I was in a tournament last weekend, and that tournament took place on Lake Harding, or some refer to as Bartlett's Ferry. So I ended up placing third. I came in third. So it was a pretty decent tournament. I had a good time out there. I had a fish that was 1.07 that I could not get rid of. And so I think I ended up with around a little under 10 pounds total. Something like that. And ended up placing third in that. And I think first place was less than a pound ahead of me. So if I had just been able to cull out that one fish, I had a good time. I finished just a little bit higher. Oh yeah, and Voodoo, if you go to the app, if you go to FishXLive and you go to, remember guys, right now you can get your free trial membership for FishXLive. But if you go and participate in tournaments or anything like that, you don't have to have a membership at all. Or all you have to do is just go in there. You can set up a profile page and all that kind of stuff. But go to FishXLive.com. And once you get that app, just click on Anglers. There'll be a tab that says Anglers. And click on MoneyBass, all right? And then from there, just click on my Journal of Catches and type in Harding, Harding. Type in Harding, and then you will see the catches from that tournament. So I had some pretty decent fish, guys. I think my biggest was 3.2. I had a 3.2 pounder. Voodoo said those runts are hard to get rid of. Oh yeah, I was catching some runts a little smaller than that too. So that was the biggest runt that I had was 1.07. What's going on, Brian the Fisherman Baker? He says, Ellis, where are you rabbit hunting at? Okay, you guys are out there hunting, fishing, doing a little bit of everything. Frisco said, FishXLive didn't warn you about the wind? This sure did not. FishXLive does not let you know about the weather. FishXLive is a tournament app. So if anybody is in a bass club or fishing with organizations and you want to start hosting live tournaments, live weigh-ins and things like that, kind of up your game with your social media, make sure you check out FishXLive because that is what it is for. It allows tournament organizations, bass clubs to actually use their social media presence in order to obtain and promote sponsors, which in turn can bring funds to your organization. It says, I'm out here hunting in Warren County. Brian the Fisherman Baker says, I'm going to Lake Jackson. Shout out to Brian. I know a few people who fish Lake Jackson. What's the biggest fish you've caught out there at Lake Jackson? Some people say it's tough. They don't like it. They say it's a bunch of small fish in Lake Jackson. Fish Guru says if MoneyBass caught a fish every stream, he'd be called broke bass. Yeah, well, I did have a few little rough patches, but for the most part, you know, if I get out here and spend enough time, I can get a fish or two to the boat. And I mean, some people have been winning. Derek, I think we had 2 winners last week. I think we had 2 winners on Friday of last week. Man, I'll be glad when I get my other rod back. We have Iron Man tuning in from Poland. We have Poland in the chat. Junior says, what's going on? Any luck yet? Not yet. How long have we been out here? We haven't even been out here for an hour yet. Probably been fishing for about 30 minutes or so. Let's see. Brian says a 3.5 pounder is the biggest fish that he has caught on Lake Jackson. Okay. Good deal. Junior said the water's pretty choppy. It sure is. And it kind of tricked me. I thought it was a little warmer out here than what it actually is, because my fingers are getting cold. And I did not bring my gloves out here today. Generally, whenever I'm running from spot to spot, I'll wear my gloves so that can kind of keep the wind off of them whenever I'm running the lake. But I did not do that today. Fish Guru says, where the birds at? The birds know where the bait fish are at. And D Nice says, show me the money. Where is the money? Well, I got to get you a fish to the boat first, and then we'll see if anybody wants to guess the weight of one or two of these fish. Junior says, how did you do in the tournament? All right, so I mentioned that a minute ago. For anybody who doesn't know, I fished a tournament last weekend. That was last Saturday on Lake, oh, goodness, what lake was I at? Lake Harding. I was at Lake Harding, Bartlett's Ferry in Alabama. And I finished in 3rd place. So I was able to get 5 fish to the boat, had a little under 10 pounds. My biggest fish was a 3.20. Had a great time out there. Had a fish that was 1.07 that I could not get rid of. I think 1st place was just a little over 10 pounds. If you go to, so Junior, if you go to FishXLive.com and get that app, remember right now that app is free, guys. You guys can go there, download it. Once you download it, there will be a tab that says Anglers. Click on that tab that says Anglers and just search for MoneyBass. You'll see my profile page in there. And once you go to my profile page, click on Journal of Catches. And then just search Lake Harding. Just type the word Harding, Harding in there. And then you will see the fish that I caught for that tournament. All right. Let's see. What's going on, Peyton? Peyton says, tourneys are the most fun. They sure are. Mascoff says, what did you catch them on? Mascoff, you trying to be funny. I think I already told you what I caught the fish on. I caught them on a shaky head. I caught all of my fish on a shaky head. I had a crankbait tied. I think I had 2 crankbaits, a spinnerbait. What else did I have tied on? I don't think I had a Texas rig, but I had about 5 or 6 rods that I had spent a lot of time getting all set up and everything. And like, oh yeah, this spinnerbait right here, this is going to be the ticket. This is going to be the deal for the tournament. And ended up catching all of my fish on a shaky head. After all that preparation, and I didn't go and pre-fish. I don't really like going to pre-fishing anymore, guys. I like just showing up and just going for what I know once I get there. Junior says 3rd place isn't bad at all, but I know 1st place was the goal. Oh yeah, it would have been nice, but it was I was less than a pound away from 1st place, so it was still a good deal. So 1st place, the big fish of the tournament was 3.31, and my big fish was 3.20. So I almost had big fish. Frisco says, not if you're donating all the time. D Nice says, can I bet on what is that? On the fish you caught today, let's say 6 fish. 6 fish. I don't know if we're going to be out here long enough to catch 6 of them. These fish are still finicky, at least from me. I mean, there's people out here. I mean, I see the guides and stuff. They're putting out pictures all the time of like some 4 or 5 pounders that they're out here catching. But they got to catch for a living. We're out here catching for cash. Bass for cash is what we call it. So it's a little different. D-Nice says over or under. I don't know how that works. I don't know how to do that over under and bet and stuff like that. Derek King says only 3 boats showed up. Okay, Derek. All right, Derek. I thought we were cool, Derek. Derek said only 3 boats showed up. That's how I got 3rd. Oh, man, that is messed up, Derek. That is messed up. D-Nice says, well, if it's a 3.5, you would need a 4. I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling a 4-pounder today. I'm kind of feeling 2.5 to 3 is what I'm feeling today. What is that? Palhaco from Brazil. What's going on, Brazil? Tuning in. Are you out there fishing in Brazil? Junior says, do our guy. Junior said, don't do our guy like that, Derek. Oh, yeah, Derek, I mean, he actually put a picture of a skunk in the chat the other day. Hurt my feelings. I was like, Derek, how could you? And then when I caught a fish, he actually won the money. I was like, now that is messed up. Derek did not deserve to win that one. He put a skunk in the chat. Then when I caught a fish, he actually guessed the weight of the fish and won the money. Derek says, for everyone that don't know, Money will be out here playing around until you talk a little trash to him. Then he will go catch a fish. Hey, Derek, come on. You can't be telling him my secret. I mean, you know, I try to come out here and relax. I guess getting harassed at times does kind of change my attitude while I'm out here fishing. But I mean, look, I'm just out here one-handing it, just enjoying the scenery. I mean, not enjoying this cool breeze, though. It's kind of cold. But yeah, I'm just out here relaxing, Derek. Don't put a picture of a skunk in the chat. Voodoo says, I don't know, Chicken Hawk won the last time. Yeah, Chicken Hawk did finally win. He finally won a bet. Chicken Hawk has been trying to beat me for 12 and a half years. And then he finally won a bet against me. Just one, just a bet. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We have pushing about 100 people in the chat. Remember, 60 to 70 likes make the fish bite. Now, we're almost there. Hopefully, you guys will get me up to 60 to 70 likes before my fingers get too cold and then I have to leave. Once we get 60 to 70 likes, then I'll do my part and we'll get a fish that bites, all right? That's the way we roll out here. And once I get that fish to the boat, one of you will have the opportunity to walk away with a nice payout for this Friday. Get you some weekend money to go and have some fun with. So does anybody else have any weekend plans? What are your weekend plans? The weather's good enough. I might slide out here and do another stream for you guys. Actually, today I was really hoping that I could have came out here a lot earlier and been out here for like 5 or 6 hours today. But today I think we'll probably be out here for maybe like 2 to 3 hours. Just having some fun before the weekend comes through. Jody says, crappie fishing here in San Diego. Good deal, Jody. Derek says, I have a soccer tournament. We have Outdoors with Preston back in the chat. He says, how have you been? Haven't been on for a while. Been doing all right. So I haven't been out this week as much as I normally am because I don't know if how the weather was for you guys, but we had some snow coming through. We had ice coming through. They shut down the roads. School was out for the kids for about 3 or 4 days because with that cold weather came a little bit of rain. And once that hit, the roads were iced out. We have Vilkin checking in. Says, what's up, my brother? What's going on? Good to see you in the chat. Fish Hobo back once again. Good to see you. All right, Vilkin, where are you from? Where are you from, Vilkin? And what kind of fishing do you do? Vilkin says, you know it. Derek says, I'm going to sleep in till it warms up. Then I'm going to go hit some crappie in the mouthpiece. Vilkin says, Rocky Mountain fishing. Okay. Are you from the Appalachian Mountains? Where are you fishing at? What mountains? Timothy Turner says, weather should be better next week for getting out on the lake. Yeah, it definitely should. I noticed that it is going to be warming up. And I think I'm going to be fishing another tournament next week on Altoona. Does anybody fish Altoona in the chat? Do they have any big fish in that lake? Vilka says, I love them fly fishing. Okay, so you got some technique going on. Herbert says, we had snow in Florida this week. Oh, my goodness. Timothy Turner says, I struggle on Altoona. Yeah, what kind of weights does it normally take to win the tournaments out there on Altoona? Man, I see the fish down there. I don't know why they don't want to act right. Let's move over just a little bit. I'm gonna come in from a different angle on them. Does anybody else fish Altoona? What kind of weights does it take to win a tournament on Altoona? Back in the day, it was known for having a lot of small fish, but from what I heard, things started changing up for Altoona. I saw something where somebody said they caught a 12-pounder on Altoona. Does anybody believe that a 12-pounder was really caught on Altoona? And then somebody said it was caught with live bait. But either way, whether it was live bait or not, was a 12-pounder actually caught on that lake? Voodoo says, yeah, we had 9 inches of snow in South Louisiana. It's crazy. Yeah, that does sound kind of crazy. Timothy says, what kind of tourney are you going to fish? Yes, sir. It's going to be a club tournament. It's going to be a club tournament. I fish with the Rod Benders Bass Club. All right, Frisco says, don't believe it without seeing a scale. Well, whether it was 9 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it was huge. I mean, it was definitely bigger than an 8-pounder. I've caught an 8-pounder before, and that fish that guy was holding was a lot bigger than that. But I just want to know that fish, whatever the size of that fish was, did it actually come from Altoona? Dean says 2.5 feet of snow in Ontario. Okay. He said he's ice fishing. He said, I'm going to cut through some ice and catch a fish or two. Throw them on the fire and have a good time. Man, the key is patience. The key is patience. Let's go ahead and make another cast out there. So I'll show you guys when I'm fishing again. So I'm using Mega Live. This is the first version of it. So as you see, my screen is pretty clear, guys. This is a 10-inch screen. I normally run a 12 up here, but this is what I'm fishing. I'm just casting down here in this ditch, hitting it right on this other side, and just kind of sliding it right through there. So there's some fish down there, but you just got to be there at the right time whenever they're ready to finally start biting something. And so that's why we're taking our time. We're going slow with it. We're going to take it nice and easy. Herb says, are you going to stream that tournament? So I might actually stream that tournament because I'm supposed to be on the boat by myself on this one at Altoona. So I'll probably stream that one for you guys. What's going on, James Larry? Tune it back in. Dean says, what are you targeting? I am targeting some spotted bass right now. And what I'm targeting specifically are spotted bass that are sitting at the bottom of a ditch. So I'm just fishing this bait through there real slow, one-handed. I have one hand in my pocket trying to keep it warm. And then I'm just holding the rod with the other one. And so we're just taking our time with it until I feel a little thumpity thump. Voodoo says, I'm going to be fishing a circuit called Media Bass. It's local here in Louisiana, South Louisiana. Okay, good deal. Gregory says, ditch fish. That's right. I need to yank one of these fish out of this ditch so I can introduce myself to him. Jody says, so, MoneyBass, how much money did you get for third place? You know what, Jody? I did not even ask. I don't even know. I didn't even ask, Jody. It was a club tournament, so I'll probably just have them, whatever it was that I won, I'll just tell them to just add it to my towards my dues or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know. Jody says somebody lying. He lying. How you gonna get third place in a tournament and not even know how much you won? Jody's like, I'm not gonna borrow $5. I'm not gonna ask for $5. Jody said, I'm not gonna ask for $5. I was gonna ask for 10. I was just gonna want to borrow $10. Man, I can't believe these things aren't biting yet. How are we looking on the likes, guys? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 10 being that we would have over 100 likes. That's always the goal, is to hit that 100 like mark. How are we looking on likes, guys? I'm thinking the likes aren't looking all that good for today. We have 55 likes. Do we have anybody else new to the channel? Do we have anybody else new to the channel that this is your first time checking in and stopping through to see what we're doing over here when you see me talking about Bass for Cash? Do we have anybody else new to the channel? Gregory says, I hit the like at number 56. Derek King says, when a man don't count his money, you know. I don't know about that, Derek. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. Frisco says, well, you know me with the likes. I remember that, Frisco. Frisco's like, I'm not going to hit the like button till you catch a fish. Well, that's why you're not going to win, Frisco. Karma's going to get you. How about that? If you haven't hit the like button yet, Frisco, when I catch a fish, you're not going to win the weight. How about that? Fair exchange is no robbery. Isn't that what they say, Frisco? You won't hit the like, so you won't get the cash for that bass. How about that? Frisco said, oh, so you're saying it's rigged. Frisco's like, how can you stop me from winning? Karma's going to stop you from winning, Frisco. Oh, man, look at that. The sun came out, guys. The sun came out for a quick minute. Doesn't that look lovely out there? Nice scenery. Oh, man, come on. Don't let me get hung up again. Well, we might have to pack up and move, guys. We might have to pack up and move. But you know what? The wind died down. So the water isn't, the waves and stuff aren't moving as bad as they were before. So maybe we can head out and go to another spot. What I really want to do is go and find an area where I can just kind of sit still and fish some rocks. Jody says, anything on the radar? Just the ditch. Did you see the ditch that I showed you, Jody? Were you watching when I showed everybody the ditch that I was fishing? Frisco says, Karma is busy in D.C. What's going on in D.C.? He said, Karma is busy in D.C. You guys know I don't really keep up with stuff. So I don't know. Did something bad happen in D.C.? All right, so we're going to ease back down off of this ditch. Jody says, no, I was cooking. Okay, I'll show you the ditch again in just a second, Jody. Gregory says, did you put any stank on that lure? I put a little stank on it. I put some stank on it, but they're like, nah, we still don't want it yet. It's possible I could be at the right place at the wrong time. Maybe that's what's going on. But we'll hit it up with a little more stank on it in just a second. keep on moving. Jody said, there's a huge fire out here in southern San Diego near the border of California and Mexico. Oh my goodness. I hope everybody's okay out there. Made it out safely. Man, those temps were kind of deceiving, guys. When I was looking outside, I mean, it looks all nice and peaceful. Then you get out here and the cold wind comes and says, hello, how you doing out there? Let me come and hang out with you. Let me blow in your face and on your fingertips real quick while you're trying to catch a fish. Make it a little more fun for you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and lock it in right here. All right, Jody, if you're paying attention, so this is what I'm fishing, Jody. So there's a ditch right here. And I'm casting, trying to let that bait land right in here and just bringing it down and fishing inside of this ditch. So there's fish like right on the drop off of this ditch, and then there's some in here kind of roaming around. So you saw one kind of poke its head up right there just a second ago. But they're just kind of moving along this area right here. Every once in a while, you may see one that's kind of suspended off of the bottom a little bit. But I'm lazy fishing today. I mean, this is pretty much what somebody would be doing if they were just fishing from the bank, right? Just sitting in a chair, just sitting there making the same cast over and over. That's kind of what I'm doing. And I think it's going to pay off. All we need is 1 or 2 fish out here for Bass for Cash. Isn't that right, Derek? Derek says all he needs is 1 fish, and he'll walk away with another $40 on there. He'll take everybody's money again. And Jenny says, I use chicken livers for catfish. I used to do that too. Do you set them out in the sun a little bit? Leave them out there for a good half a day? And then take some string, because they get kind of mushy, and tie them on there with some string. Get a nice cast, and hopefully it doesn't sling all off the hook, and still be able to get a catfish to the boat. Well, to the boat, to the bank, or wherever you're fishing. Frisco says, 1 definitely gets a like. Jenny says, yes, that is the way to do it. Greg says 40 more likes to 100. Uh-oh. 60 to 70 likes make the fish bite. How many likes do we have, guys? In the chat, type the number of likes that you see, because I see 59. How many do you guys see? 60 to 70 likes make the fish bite. And I see 59. Ella says, I see 60. Ika says, yo, I had to go for a minute. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I think you just missed a few people laughing at me, trying to make some jokes about me. That's about it. Frisco says, honestly, I see 15. Man, it is chilly out here. KK said, I see 60. Outdoors with Preston said, I see 60. I still see 59, so the fish aren't going to bite yet. The fish are down there just waiting, just like me. The fish are waiting just like me. Do we have anyone new to the channel in the chat? Has anyone new slid through into the chat again? Man, I have to warm my hands up. James says 82 viewers and 60 likes. No way to achieve 100. So James, I can let you in on a little secret. So how many people do you see? You said 82 viewers in the chat right now, right? Now, of those 82 viewers, you may be thinking that there are 82 people that have hit that like button already for us to be at 59 likes, right? It's possible that of those 80 people, that are currently in here now, it's possible that only 40 of them may have hit that like button. Some of the people that have hit the like button have already come and gone. So even though you see 82 people in the chat, oh no, guys. I just had a bite and I was trying to adjust my hands and I missed him. And I can see him down there too. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see that movement right there? It's coming up off of the bottom. That's a fish. Now, I just had one pick it up, but I did not set the hook in time. All right, so we're gonna get that fish right there, guys. We're gonna get it. So what we're about to do is we're gonna put a little stank on it. We're gonna put some stank on it and get back down there. Brody says, how many you catch? We have caught a huge whopping 0 so far. I was not expecting today to be a fast day or a high numbers day at all, because I am not gonna be moving around. It's cold out here. As you guys see, I'm gonna post up in one spot and I'm gonna make these fish bite that I have found. So we just had one bite and I missed it. I blew it because my hands are cold. I was trying to put my hands in my pocket when that fish picked the bait up, but I didn't set the hook in time, so it spit it back out. Eka says, gotta snag them. Gotta snag those fish. Frisco says, it may show the right count when I hit the like button. I'm gonna remember this, Frisco. So that's why I'm gonna laugh. Every time you put a guess in the chat and it's wrong, Frisco, I'm gonna do, what was the guy's, Bart Simpson's friend's name? The little Bart Simpson laugh. Brody says, the winter is really slow. I have a spot with a warm spring that is good during the winter. Okay, yeah, I would like one of those. Maybe I could warm my hands up with that. Ika says, Money, you got to get some fingerless gloves. That way you can still work, but your hands will be warm. Okay, well, let me know what some good ones are to get. What are some good fingerless gloves to get? I'd actually order those today if I could. What's going on, Darius? We have Darius tuning in. Outdoors with Preston says, I am painting a big bluegill glide bait right now. Okay. So you're going after the big ones. Samuel Klein says, mechanics gloves from AutoZone. Just cut the fingertips out of them. Okay. Man, guys, I don't want to move. I want these fish to start biting. I can see them down there. But they're like, nah, MoneyBass, we know the people are watching you. We're going to make you look bad in front of everybody so they can laugh at you. The same way you were laughing at Frisco when he guessed the weight wrong. Man, it is getting colder out here, guys. Do we have any new people in the chat? If you are new to the channel, type the word new in the chat. I always like to see who we have tuning in and stopping through to see what we have going on over here. We have viewers from all across the world, guys. I think we had Poland in here a little earlier. Who else have you seen? So in the chat, Who have you seen? What countries have you seen tuning in? Like what, different countries have you seen viewers tuning in from in the chat? Ika said, that stink ain't stinking. The stink ain't stinking. Oh my goodness, do you see it? Shout out to Outdoor King. Hit the channel with the $9.99 super sticker. Uh-oh, that's the way to get it going. You know what that means, right? I gotta get a fishing dedicated to the Outdoor King. Everybody put okay in the chat. Everybody put okay in the chat for Outdoor King. Hit the channel with the $9.99 super chat. Well, super sticker. And what I always say, guys, is whoever gives the largest show of support, super sticker, super chat, gifting out memberships during the live stream is the sponsor of the live stream, guys. So big shout out to the Outdoor King. So now I got to get some work in. Now I have to do a little work. Now let me go ahead and get one of these fish to bite, guys. I want to give a shout out to Samuel McLean, new to the channel. Good to have you tuning in. Now we're doing this thing called Bass for Cash, where I get out here on a weekly basis, bring a fish or two to the boat. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel, guess the exact weight of the fish, and you will walk away with a nice cash prize. Just that quick and easy. Big shout out to the Outdoor King. Says, let's go, let's get it. Man, that wind is telling me the same thing. That wind is saying, let's go, let's get it. All right, anybody else in the chat? Anybody in the chat? What countries have you seen viewers come from in the chat? What countries have you seen in the chat? Let me just show you guys something right here. I don't know if you can see that little faint dot right there. That's my bait falling down. So I'm not keeping it in the beam. I'm just spot locked and just letting it kind of fall wherever it falls at. But there's some cover down there. So we'll see. Outdoor King said that wind is cutting. It sure is. It's cutting into my fingertips. Ika says 62 likes, money, them bites is coming. Appreciate that. That's right. All right, so the likes are up, so the bites are gonna be up. Uh-oh, bites aren't gonna be up like that. Look at that, that wind wrapped this thing around there. Frisco said the UK, he even won and couldn't accept the money. That is right, somebody did win from the UK. I think it was Ants, right? Samuel says, I hope you land one. You are on my home lake where I'm from. I'm from Holiday Marina right there in Beaufort. Okay. Shout out to Samuel. When was the last time you were out here fishing, Samuel? And did you catch anything? Man, as soon as that sun goes behind the clouds, the wind picked up and it is cold. Shout out to Clint Perry. We have Clint Perry tuning in. He says, hello, everybody. Hit the channel with that gifted membership, and that went to OMS. What's going on, Clint? Clint was like, hello, everybody. I'm here. I'm back. Everybody put CP in the chat. Give him a warm welcome to the live stream. Ika says, don't catch a snag. Shout out to CP. I'm out here trying to get the angles right, guys. We're going to move around a little bit. So the fish are down there in that ditch, but we've had one bite. But my cold fingertips made me lose the fish. I wasn't ready. I was trying to put my hands in my pocket instead of holding on to the rod right when that fish hit. All right, let's make a cast way out there. Man, now this thing is hitting the knots and all that good stuff, guys. Let's see if I can get that loose. Samuel says, I haven't been home in 20 years. I stay in Alabama now. Oh man, let's see, guys. Trying to see if there's an area where I can get to. Man, and you know something? I'm looking out here, and the sun is actually shining out there. The sun is shining out there, but out here where I'm at right now, you take a look, the sun is behind the clouds. Can you see that? The sun is behind the clouds on me, so I'm in the shade. But if I was to move a little bit, then I would be in the sun, so it'd probably be a little bit warmer. But the thing about that, probably as soon as I move, the sun would probably move too. Well, the clouds would probably move. All right, they're not cooperating over there, so let's move around a little bit again. Let's see, what can I see over there? What is this? All right, let's try out that way. Try it out a little bit. Then we're gonna pack up and roll out. Samuel says, I love watching you sitting here fish, man, because let me see, you bring it back to memories. Almost makes me cry to come home. Oh yeah, we have a good time out here on Lake Lanier. You can come out here and hang out a little bit, see if you can catch you a fish or two. He says, I miss Lake Sidney Lanier. Lots of good times, a lot of good fishing, a lot of good parties back in the old days. Uh-oh, you out here partying. You out here on the party boats. Okay, you lived on a houseboat. So were you single when you were living on that houseboat? Ika says, unfortunately, where the sun is probably windy. Man, you could be right. But right now, my fingers are like, just give me a little bit of sun on them. Because even putting them in my pocket, I need some of those hot hands right now. What is the temp out here? Marion says, I love watching you fish, bro. Big love from Australia. I told you guys, we are worldwide. Says, I've just got on your stream. What are you fishing for today and what bait, mate? All right, so I am out here throwing a shaky head right now, and I'm targeting spotted bass. I'm out here fishing offshore, fishing this ditch. And let me just show you on the screen what I'm referring to when I'm saying a ditch. So this is the ditch right here. So you can see how it's like a big indention right out there. So there's fish sitting right up on the top ledge of this, and they're moving around down here in the bottom too. So I'm making cast right here and just dragging it through different areas of that ditch, trying to see if I can get any of those fish to bite. So I had one that did bite, and I had the fish on, but unfortunately, I had just put one of my hands in my pocket. So by the time I got my hand out of the pocket, I could feel the fish pulling the line, but I wasn't able to set the hook in time because my hands were cold. Cold fingers. Nika says the wind out here rattling my speakers. Shout out to Alexander. You guys see her putting the rules of engagement in the chat. Man, look out there. Do you guys see the sun is just shining like crazy out there? But where I'm at, the clouds are just covering the sun up. I'm gonna have to move. It's too cold over here. My fingers are too cold. cover now. Make sure you guys are paying attention to the rules of engagement. Alexandria is putting some very vital and critical information in the chat that will prevent you from receiving a DQ. You do not want to be DQ'd because everybody will laugh at you. You would think that they would show a little sympathy, but they don't. They would just laugh at you, even though your feelings are hurt because you got DQ'd. They'll just laugh while your guesses do not count. The number one thing that gets people DQ'd once we open the scales and start doing Bass for Cash is people putting in multiple guesses. All right? One guess per fish and one guess only. And put that guess in the chat one time and one time only. That is the easiest way to make sure that you do not get DQ'd. Man, I need to put a spoon back on, guys. That's pretty much what I need. But my fingers are cold. I don't feel like retying anything right now. So I'm finding some fish, but you know what I'm gonna try? Let's go ahead and throw one of these minnow baits out here. So I gotta set up specifically for this technique because everybody was talking about it. There we go. So that's what we're gonna throw. We're gonna throw this out there, let it go all the way down there to where those fish are at, and see if any of them want to play. And I'm just gonna let this thing fall all the way. So you can see it right there. There's my bait falling down. I'm gonna let it get right above where that cover is at. There we go. We're right above it now. We're gonna see, does anything want to come out there and play today? Nothing wanted to play. All right, let's try it one more. Let's try it one more again. What's going on, John? The shooter says, can you teach? He says, can you teach me how to fish, please? I got all kind of tutorials on the channel. Just go to MoneyBass.com and check it out. I'm pretty sure there's something on there that'll help you out. All right, let's see. Is it on the bottom? All right, so we're gonna fish this minnow bait back once again, and then we're gonna make one. I gotta make one more cast after this one with the shaky head, and then we're gonna move out of here. Kevin says you can't catch a fish. Kevin, you might be right. Kevin said you cannot catch a fish. What are you doing out there? You just casting. Kevin said, this is a casting fest. He's teaching us how to cast right now. Ika says, those fish are as cold as you, Money. They don't want to move around either. That could be true. They're like, we're too cold to take a bite out of something right now. All right, let's try one more cast on this, and then we're gonna roll out to another area. So what I want to do is find a spot where we can where I can fish on some rocks. Esgar, what's going on? Good to see you back in the chat. Do we have anybody else new to the channel that is tuning in for the first time again? Any other newcomers to the channel? Man, I can't believe those clouds are just staying still. They're just staying in one spot. They're not moving away from the sun. All right, let's move. Oh, there we go. Now the sun comes out. Now the sun finally gets from behind the clouds. Well, let's go ahead and move to another. I want to find an area where I can kind of fish some rocks and see if the fish want to cooperate on some rocks, guys. Like I said, it must be low-level winds. Must be. Samuel says, let me see. God bless you. I hope you don't freeze yourself to death, bro. Hopefully, you'll get something before you go home. Yeah, like I said, we're out here for a good time, not a long time. So it is. The temps are starting to drop again. So we're gonna ease in just a little bit. See if we can find another area to fish real quick.